To a subject that can help many Westchesterites this summer. We're finding out about exercise for you and your dog together. There are a number of things to consider, so we asked runner and dog owner John Ludman to advise us. He's with the Westchester Roadrunner and Westchester Track Club. And your dog Theo, who is pretty fit.
Yeah, he's pretty good. We've been working with him for the last 3 or 4 months.
Working with him. Now this dog runs 3 miles,
yes.
2 to 3 times a week.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, well, it's good because at the first mile and a half he usually pulls me.
Oh,
so,
yes, that's the way.
Yeah, but he's pretty good. I mean, I keep a very close eye on him because he does get overheated and he wants to please me.
Yeah.
So that's.
I'm sure that must be a real issue. Let's talk about some of the don'ts when we talk about exercising with your pet.
Right.
And one of them is don't run with toy breeds. That's a real issue.
Because of the smallness of the face. I mean, Theo has a big, long nose, and he's very close to the old type, you know, like a wolf breed. He's got a long nose. The air gets all the way into his lungs. Shorter breeds, or shorter leg breeds, and flatter face breeds have a hard time breathing or keeping up stride.
Hot pavement also an issue.
Yeah, the dog cools himself 2 ways, one with his tongue and one with his paws. His paws are very sensitive to heat, and he can overheat even faster on the hot concrete.
Yeah, so be careful with that. And don't overwork puppies, you say?
Yes, don't overwork puppies. You want to walk with your dog. I mean, especially with a puppy, it's always good to start with a young breed. Start early in the spring. Yeah. Don't go out in the middle of the day. At
How old is Theo?
Theo's 6. He's been pretty good. He grew up near the beach in North Shore of Long Island, so he did a lot of running around as a puppy. So.
Now, let's say we're going to get started, and the first thing you do is you say to do a health check with the vet to make sure everything is on target for this.
Absolutely. Make sure he has all his shots, especially where I take Theo, which is the Rockefeller Preserves. You want to be careful of heartworm, which can be gotten from mosquitoes and stuff like that.
You've got hills going over there,
and
too.
some serious hills. You want to make sure your dog is in good shape.
Go Theo.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't, you know, he didn't just come up and start running 3 miles. What we did was we started walking him in shorter routes, and basically I kept an eye on him, make sure he didn't overwork himself.
Speaking of the routes, concerns about traffic, you said that you needed to do pre-tests with him to make sure he was ready for this.
You want to make sure that he reacts well, you know, he's social, and he also reacts well to you. If he darts out, even on a leash, you could have yourself a serious problem.
You mentioned building up the distance. What's a good way to start that distance?
You always start off just, you know, you treat a dog like you treat a human. You start walking a little bit and jogging a little bit and start building up. You pay attention to the animals, what he wants to do. Like I said before, he wants to please you. You don't want to, he'll follow you because you're the head of the pack, and he may overwork himself. So you're going to have to be very conscious of that dog.
Theo would be overworking me, that's for sure.
Well, he does sometimes to me, too, on a rough day.
Now, about the dog's ability, you really have to understand it, you really have to know it, and you really have to figure out from the ability how far you can go.
Right. I mean, you want to, you know, 3 miles is as far as I run. I know people who have, I know one person who runs with his dog up to, you know, 6 miles. That's a lot, especially in the summertime. You want to just make sure that it's enjoyable for the pet as well as for yourself.
Sure. So. We talked about overheating a bit, but one of the things that you say you do is you actually have Theo carry some water bottles to make sure that he doesn't get overheated and you don't get overheated.
Right. Well, what happened was originally I just only carried 1 bottle of water, and the ASICS shoe company had, one of the reps had given me one of these. We sell them at Westchester Roadrunners. Basically what happened was I tried it out. Theo's been very responsive to it, and I put like empty bottles of water, water bottles in the pouches, and then slowly added water to it. It allows me to carry 3 times as much water for him, and he enjoys it. And he's also a big spectacle when he goes to Rockefeller Preserve.
I'm sure.
So.
Now, how fast does he run?
He runs, well, I'd say about maybe a 9-10 minute mile, which is a good pace.
Sure.
I mean, he'll slow down, we'll walk. I mean, you have to be careful. Usually if Theo starts to back behind me, I know he's slowing down, it's wearing him out. So I'll stop to a walk or even to a short jog or even stop altogether depending on how he reacts.
Do you see a lot of other dog owners with their dogs running?
Yeah, well, no. Most of them I see them walking their dogs. It's very few people that actually run where I run anyway, but I do see a number of people in the Bronx and in the city run with their pets. But it's nice. I have a good time with him, and he's really fun to be with.
So yeah, I'm sure. So just start off slow. That's the key, and make sure they don't get overheated. Just to be really aware of that. Well, John, thank you so much, Theo. Thanks a lot. It was good to have you here. And stay tuned. We have much more coming up on Daytime. The creators of Scary Movie have done it again. Meet the Wayans brothers in just 2 minutes.
It's time to meet this great neighbor.